Hello everyone, it's been a while. Been busy lately, but the only reason why I'm making a video now, we're talking about Gorm, the tank character. The character I think like everyone have been very hyped for. And unfortunately, this character is not a pickup character for anyone that is new or mid-game to the game. And the main reason for this, he sucks. When it comes down to DPS, I mean, if you do not have a character that is made for DPS, as in for right now, this is not a character that you want to touch at all. I feel like it's such a waste of time. You're going to have to grind out a lot of crystals for this to work. And overall, not a beginner character that I would recommend anyone when it comes down to having just a character in general. This character, I think overall, the people that are actually into the game, the people that actually have already TPS going for themselves, they have the character that can actually suit them in so many ways to the point where they really do not. I mean, they should pick up a tank character like this character. I think this character is very tanky. I have not even have everything built on him. Regardless, I think the provoke that he has on his skill tree is really nice, which we will get into. Everything about this character so far, I feel like, has been really good. To the sense is, don't mind what I have on here. This is not completely 100%, finished. But overall, the character does his job as a character, a functioning character. I feel like his traits are very useful due to the fact that if anyone is low, whoever's low takes reduced damage. Also, they gain a huge healing buff, which changes the entire meta, in my opinion, when it comes down to having the characters that you want and have already. As I'm looking through here, I'm trying to figure out where the provoke thing is at right now. This is good, just because when taking range physical attacks, the damage is reduced to the portion of the distance of the attack, which is, whew, it's just good in so many ways. And then crystal armor is pretty good. No 5 flinch for fire and ice. Physical damage taken by 20%, but most affected 1% when attacked and recover over time. And overall, I mean, the character is just really good to have. I mean, there is no reason for someone not to have this. And here's what I was looking for. I knew it was over in this area. Gold Soul. When close to HP, very greatly recover HP, which is really, really good, guys. Boost defense by 100%, become more likely to be targeted by the enemies, which is really good, and could also be really bad, which is really good, in my opinion. And not just because we have all these other special things I haven't unlocked yet, because it's very difficult to unlock with this character since he's not DPS. And grinding is a pain in the butt. And if you want to grind, you are not going to have a fun time having this character by your side. And not just because of this, okay? I know I'm saying this a lot, but he does a fantastic job of keeping people in place. And just because of the equipment that I have. So you will get this later on when doing the step up, which is not the step up of the banner that you use your crystals on, more of the step up of the event that's happening for Gorm. And this is basically what you want to have on him, which is really nice. Okay, why did that do to me? I'm terribly sorry. And here is the description. More likely to be targeted by enemies and less likely to faint, which is actually really good. Including the flinching was really good. And overall, this isn't a bad armor to have. Now, if you don't want anything like this, I mean, I have this as crystal armor, and then I have the skill, and then I have my passive that you get called Allure, I think, which is in here somewhere. My God, I wish it would go by, you know, A to B. I'm sorry, A to Z, rather than looking all over like this because this is just a mess. But right here, increases the rate of attracting enemies. So I have 3 things that can attract enemies, and it's actually pretty good. To the fact is, he is very good at holding enemies in one place. So if you have, let's say, a mage that you would like to use and hold it from a distance, and he can do those things. He has the ability to CC them down, and he has the ability to break, uh, enemies, which is bosses like the last stage or whatever the stage that you could be on that doesn't really go through a whole bunch of other stages that just go straight to the boss, like the event said. I mean, you have Triple Blade. I think Triple Blade would be really good for one of the arcs I have that actually allows you to have SCT uh, cooldown by 7 seconds and it refreshes every 7 seconds. And have At Me, which is a wide area ice combo attack center on a unit, apply physical damage taken by basically a reduced damage by 30%, which with this typed on to a fucking shield. So with the shield was really nice. And then he has the ability to heal his teammates. And then he has the ability to use his ultimate that allows him to do a powerful ice combo attacking all enemies and restores HP, along with SCT time 10 seconds for all allies, which is really good. Um, but all this sounds good, which it is. Like, it's good and it's bad. It's good the fact that he can't do damage if you're looking for him to be just a DPS tank going in there and doing damage. He can't do those things. I mean, he probably could, but it's not where he shines. And I would never recommend him doing DPS. I mean, I have put in attack on. I wish I have crit and all that stuff. More high rate crit. Sorry, I'm stuttering. And that way, he could do more. Regardless, even with the crit rate being on, he's not doing the crit damage. If you know what I mean. There's crit rate and there's crit damage, and it's not like a huge difference of what's going on. So it's not impressive. But his tanking is impressive. So I have to say and rate this character as for beginners to mid game, a thumbs down, because you really don't need this. There are people that have DPS characters that could just carry you throughout the game, making tanks not useful. But who knows? Adis likes to do this type of thing to the point where they show a character, they give you an idea of what maybe to expect later on in the game, that you're going to have to start needing tanks. I don't know why they do this, but it happens so often. Like, you'll notice a pattern, okay? You'll notice that Adis likes to do these types of things, okay? Let's say this event, okay, or this character, they show you, they introduce you to certain things. They show you that, hey, this is what you might have to be needing to use is a tank. And they're going to show you a really, really, really powerful tank. But until then, you really don't need a role for this character because there are other tanks that could be better. I mean, for calamity's sakes, I feel like his shift 1 is pretty dang good overall. I mean, it heals quite a bit. I mean, he does plenty of CC. There's good crowd control on him just to do knockups and everything like that, or just keeping enemies in place from just those things. This character is good in its own ways of just attracting enemies and somewhat keeping them in place. I want to say like 70% of the time he will get them to taunt onto him from what I have so far. But I don't think it's worth throwing your crystals on. I do love the character, however. I just need to build up a DPS team, and I really want to see how far I can really get because now I'm struggling. I put so much into this character to the point where he can't carry me. He could get so far into the story until you get the sandworm, and then the sandworm just wrecks you. But I have to give this a thumbs down. This is, don't waste your crystals on the banner. Not worth it. I won't go throughout the other events because I won't have time for that. I'm just gonna say I'm somewhat disappointed and not really. I'm not disappointed because of the fact that he's a good tank. I'm disappointed is like he will not be able to carry you throughout the story It's impossible. You need a legit team for this to work. And who knows? I could be wrong. Someone might release a video, show him being a DPS, and then just completely throw my logic out the door. But until then, new players, I would not recommend throwing anything on that banner, in which I haven't saw anyone actually have this character at all, to be fair. And I'm pretty sure everyone has their tickets by now to be like throwing tickets at the banner and trying to get him. But yes, I do have his arc, and that's the reason why I don't have too much crystals here, because I feel like his arc could make him better. But until then, it's nice talking to you, and have a wonderful day, guys. Take care.